Hello, everyone. I'm back again with a quick video. I'm reading the book Black Man, Obsolete, Single, and Dangerous. And we love our men. We love their everything because they are royalty, whether they know it or not. And we want to understand our men. We want to give them the support that they need. We want to raise our sons to be the best that they could be. And we see that all the time. And we're going to help them. And one thing to help them is to get to know them and treat them the way they deserve to be treated. But let me tell you something. First of all, we have to become the women that they deserve and be the mother that our sons deserve. So let's jump right into this book. Now, I'm reading this on page 3, were corners made for black men to stand on. The larger question is, what do a people do when the social, political, and economic conditions under which they live are not only designed to limit their intellectual and material development, but are structured ultimately to kill them? Every day, books, magazines, newspaper articles are published with information detailing the decline of the black family, the crisis of black teenage pregnancy, the vanishing black male, brothers, and on and on. In much of the material published, the information is either rehashed sociological theories, excerpts from recent PhD theses, or articles from young hotshot reporters looking for front page bylines. Black misery has always made good copy. Yet, there is much missing in this approach. There are answers, lies, music, and many complexities in the lives of African Americans. However, the great majority of our people are not able to hear the survival songs. Black people are not listening to the correct songs, and their dance is increasingly becoming that of a beginner willing to accept solutions from the false musicians. It is not that African American people are inherently negligent in their search for life-giving and life-saving answers. The problem is the context and the content of the answers that are presented. Social political theory is passed off by as objective wisdom, as the worldview of Euro-Americans pyramids black life in ways that inhibit the majority of blacks from functioning in their own best interests. Culture absolutions. There are certain cultural resolutions that should be non-negotiable as a people pursues beauty and power. At the top of such a list is the necessity for the members of a people to know and be themselves. African Americans or black people, all 30 million plus, must have a common and individual understanding of their history, traditions, accomplishments, and mistakes. Secondly, it is crucial that a people develop and listen first to its own experts, seers, and wise women and men. A people's worldview can be a major detriment in the construction of possibilities and future. Thirdly, in the construction of a future, a people needs, as clearly as possible, to define and understand its enemies. Now, I am so glad to read that because that's what I've been talking about all this time. We have a common enemy. And I've noticed that a lot of us don't want that to be. You cannot deny it. You cannot change something that is forever. Okay? Finally, a people needs to develop its own workable worldview of all areas of human activity. In doing so, that people bring forth a leadership that is dedicated and willing to work incessantly to fulfill the constituents' wishes. African Americans at the national level do not have these cultural resolutions. American 1989 is where millions of homeless people are dismissed with. They are lazy and have too many babies. Where AIDS is the new megadeath and its origin is falsely and maliciously placed in the African community. America is where most problems are treated, but by either taking drugs, overeating, exercising, having sex, spending money, committing raw violence, reciting Sunday morning prayers, or starting a 110 channel television set. Now, that is so true. That is so true. This is something that we have been dealing with, and we are not telling our children this. We are not bringing our children up to fight this war. We're not. And we don't have the leadership to gather us together to fight it. We need leaders that are leading and are bringing up other leaders. That's why we have this problem right now. Because we look at all the leaders that we had. Most of them were killed, or most of them are out there for fame and money. And I would say it continually. You can't do that. Your life and your family is more important than out here being on this megaphone, talking to people, pissing the white people off that they want to kill you for nothing. You're really doing it nothing because you know what black people out here doing? Killing each other, doing stupid stuff to go to jail, ruin their family, and make us look bad. We have to tell them the truth. Just like a lot of people get mad when I say, we have to stop doing stupid stuff. We have to stop going out there drinking and driving or out there committing crimes. So we have to get involved with the police and the courts and all this stuff, knowing that they are not going to treat us right. There's no justice for us. That's why we have to be smart and stay as far away from these people. And I know we don't have to do nothing for them to come after us. But when they do come after us, we have to be in a position to make them pay. Because the enemy is real. And you know what the enemy does? They kill you or take over you. And we have to raise up kids that's going to carry on the fight and get back what is rightfully ours. Because I believe this with all my heart, that it's going to happen. I may not see it. My grandkids may not see it. But it's going to happen until we realize that. And stop acting like it's not going to happen. And this is what we're fighting against. Brainwashed. A lot of us have been brainwashed. Yes. Oh, I can't get into it all. But I just want to read this right quick out of The Brainwashed by Tom Burrell. It's a real good book. You need to get it and we can discuss it together. On page 96, fear kept many blacks on the straight and narrow. As a substitute for confronting white power, many others turned to drinking, gambling, and ultimately fussing, fighting, maiming, and murdering each other. Indeed, the hardness, frequency, and high visibility of punishment under slavery and afterward created a climate in which being bad in white eyes, even to the extent of criminal behavior, carried no stigma. I mean, don't you see it all the time? You know, these kids, you know, in our songs. I want to rough that. You know, in our songs. You know, we are relishing in bad behavior. I mean, we have to stop. It's brainwashed. It's really brainwashed. Slave and free black communities not only protect but also revere the rebel. It was an environment when the bad black man, mean, evil, thoroughly incorruptible, were nurtured and could flourish. Now, see, that's what happened, because when we did get free and you know, but what happened? We couldn't have good jobs. We was oppressed. But who was the ones that's making all the money? The pimps, the drug dealers, the gamblers. They was making all the money. Where was he getting it from? So I'm going to stop with that. So please leave comments and get the book. Let's read it together. And I will be back. Let's keep it going. Soul power.